Well, hey everybody, welcome to my top 10 arcade racer gaming thing, video, whatever you want to call it. It's a couple things. No simulators, so no Forza, no Gran Turismo, no Grid, F1, none of those games. Not because they're bad, not because anything, just they're not on the fucking list. And the other thing, one game per franchise. So that means all racing games that aren't simulators, essentially. But that sounds stupid. Like the top 10 not simulator racing games sounds stupid. So I did this. So that includes kart racers, kart racers, street racers, whatever. All those. They're all in here. Well, there's 10 of them. Yep. Just, Needless to say, my most wanted speedy games have all made this list. But which would be number 10? My neediest, speediest, most wanted Need for Speed Most Wanted. If you couldn't tell from the graphics, this is the original Most Wanted, not the 2012 reboot. While I love that game as well, this version has a lot more charm to it. The FMV sequences are a bit strange with their first time Photoshopper drowning in filters look, but they gave the game a rare sense of racing personality. Couple that with the game's organic police pursuits continuing after a race is over, and you've got a pretty unique experience on your hands. It's kind of a bare-bones racing game at its core, and at times the prerequisites for facing a blacklist racer can be a bit of a drag, but when the game gets challenging, oh man, it makes for some intense races and chases. Driver San Francisco is the only racing game I've ever enjoyed the story for, and it's definitely the only game on this list with a good one. Driver San Francisco stars Tanner, the crazy no-rules guy, and Jones, the why-are-you-so-crazy guy. Together, they're an excellent portrayal of the classic sane versus insane duo. They're detectives in San Francisco back when nobody gave a flying fuck about traffic laws, out to keep the streets safe while just barely avoiding mowing down pedestrians. The story has a thriller style to it, with mysteries and plot twists abound. When San Fran's most dangerous convict Jericho breaks out of jail, he goes straight into doomsday mode and it's up to Tanner to save the city. The story hooks are better experienced and listened to. Suffice to say, it gets pretty cerebral without being bogged down by the fact that it's a racing game. The game owes its narrative success to the shift mechanic, a feature in the game that allows Tanner to jump from his car into the car of nearby pedestrians and drive it as though he's them. Sometimes you use it to stop fleeing suspects by ramming them with other people's cars, and sometimes you'll use it to get closer to Jericho's goons. But my favorite use is to interrupt the personal conversations of unsuspecting civilians.
Am I wearing slacks?
Not that again, Jerry. They match my handbag.
Science. We can use science to cure cancer. We can use science to experience video games in virtual reality. And we can use science to sound like T-Pain. But what can science do for the automotive industry? Well, I don't know, but WipEout's got levitating super fast death machines on narrow strips of who the fuck knows slamming into walls and shooting rockets, and it's a little kinda bonkers. WipEout HD suffers from a slow introduction, but my gosh is it fun when it picks up the pace. The game gets so harrowingly fast that what are fairly basic squiggly lines turn into unique and challenging maps. It's also a very punishing game, slowing down players quite a bit for touching walls or other racers. While the mode offering is fairly standard, there's this mode called Zone that I've never really seen before. No matter which vehicle you choose, your stats are the same, and you go forward automatically. There's no brakes in this shit, yo. Zone by zone, the game ramps up in speed until you crash yourself to death. And that's exactly how I want to go out, exploding at 1,000 kilometers an hour. Or miles. Fuck the metric system. It's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time it's SSX 3. Sorry, I know people like tricky a lot, but 3 is my choice, yo. SSX is all about flow. The levels in all the SSX games are designed with a multitude of avenues twisting down each course that often change from one area to another. While the game does this very well from a basic game design, level design perspective, it layers bombastic themes to make the game feel even more ridiculous. And who doesn't love some ridiculous in their snowboarding? While all the SSX games have been good, even the reboot, SSX 3 has to be my favorite. It has the best combination of unlockables, tracks, and characters. And, did I mention the airborne antics? I mean, look at all these crazy tricks. And crazy tracks! Big Bear ain't got nothing on wherever the fuck this is. Oh, a giant rock. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god, it's another. Oh, woo. Oh, jeez. Woo. This game is just constant that. Cliffs, trees, buildings, destroyed ships, ice sculptures whizzing by you at way too fast. Miles per hour. Like WipEout, this game is balls to the wall fast, but it takes the ballsiness to an unprecedented and arguably undecent level. Something about flying a plane through perilous environments while beset on all sides by missiles, bullets, and giant explosions is fucking scary. But my gosh, is it exhilarating. Skydrift rewards ballsy maneuvers with boost, so if you plan to compete, you're gonna be ballsing it up with everyone else on the track, and it'll never get old. Or easy. This game is pretty damn gripping. It's really easy to play way too much at once, so I have to warn you to be careful or you might find yourself in the danger zone. What game is this? I can't really tell. Someone adjust the graphics a little bit. Oh, it's Blur. Even in the Need for Speed games, real cars aren't very arcadey. Yeah, in these games they let you drift like crazy, but then you gotta shift up and wear your seatbelt and it's all so bland. But then you got red balls of death, blue lightning spires of death, purple rifty explosions of death, and glowy white shields of death. The gameplay is rather uninventive at its core. You drive real cars and fire typical power-ups through pretty fun levels. Normal. Yeah, standard. But then there's this fan system that provides additional spice to the already chaotic 20-car races. But what's Blur's major mechanical superiority which makes it so much damn fun? The butt holster. You're allowed to store up to 3 power-ups in a set placed neatly underneath your car. You can cycle through and choose to launch or drop any of these power-ups at any time, giving the player a much greater variety of options than in any other power-up style racing game I've ever played. It's strange to imagine tactics and action actually working together, in a racing game no less, but in Blur they do. It's too bad the cars are so normal. Why does Sonic have a kart racing game? I don't know. Why is the name of the game so long? I don't know. Why is it so high on this list? I don't know. Well, wait, I messed up my line. Sonic's mouthful kart racing extravaganza Transformed is the follow-up to an underappreciated kart racing title, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. While in general, Mario Kart was better than the first Sonic and Sega can't figure out how to name a game racing, Transformed managed to bring a level of soul, attention to detail, and fluid gameplay the first only touched on. The crux of this sequel is the mid-race transformations of cars, with levels featuring water, air, and land segments. While not all that impressive on its own, the execution featured in Blue Blur Boating boasts better alliteration racing is the only time Sega has ever gotten a freaking Sonic game to work well with transformation. Each of the 3 vehicle types behave a little differently to keep things interesting, and each level has different balances of the 3 types to give them all some character. Most of the levels also change from lap to lap. For instance, the Skies of Arcadia level actually turns into a full lap of just flying to match its air pirate theme. There's a pretty impressive variety of maps and characters to choose from, so it's a game to keep around for party time. My only gripe with the game being that for no discernible reason, there's no fucking random level select for multiplayer. Hands down, this is my favorite kart racer. Well, second only to one. Were you worried? Were you afraid? Of course Mario Kart is on this list, my lovely viewer. While the latest iteration failed to grab me, and Mario Kart Wii has some pretty glaring design flaws, 12 people plus classic item design equals 1st to 12th every time, Mario Kart DS continues to be my go-to par when it comes to kart-style racing game design. It's also the kart racer I've played the most in my life, thanks to it coming out while I was still in high school. Gotta love that local multiplayer. Mario Kart is a tough game to diagnose because so much of it is feel. While I love the mechanics and features in Sega's masturbatory licensed racing experience, most of the Mario Karts have had a feel to them that's unequivocally natural, and the DS excursion is no different. Mario Kart DS was like the best example of tried and true Mario Kart with no real outside-the-box ideas tacked onto it. While I love innovation and nifty mechanics, like in Double Dash, I have nothing but the utmost appreciation for games which can become the epitome of their genres. Well, they're sub-genres. If only kart racers didn't suffer from fuck you syndrome. fucking zero. As in, F fucking zero people left on the track after I'm done spinning it up in here. This game is tough. It's really freaking tough, and I love that. The difficulty curve goes from a gentle incline to a straight line off the track, plummeting into the abyss. Except upwards, because up is the direction of more difficult. There are 4 games in this list that are in some way speed-centric entries, and this one is definitely the craziest of the 4. Not just because of the speed, though, more because there's 29 other batshit crazy racers on the road with you. What's worse, you have free license to just spin and slam into anyone in the race, sending vehicle carcasses careening carelessly off the track. There's 20 maps, tons of vehicles, and the gameplay is so frenetic and intense you can't have a boring moment. Even if you're miles in first, there's a nuance of balancing your energy bar, which is both turbo juice and health juice, and slamming into a wall or clipping a corner is sure to shove the other racers right back up your... Do these things have exhaust pipes? I fucking love Burnout. Burnout Revenge has the perfect mix of manageable speed, smooth level design, and crash and bash car slamification. The cars, the explosions, the game feel, my gosh, is this game fantastic. Many of the games on this list have great single player or multiplayer, but both are amazing in this game. That coupled with tight controls, varied and thoughtful modes, and gameplay with a powerful punch puts this game at the top spot definitively. Burnout has always been an amazing racing series that tried to push itself to iterate new things, but Burnout Revenge is definitely the best showcase of all Burnout has to offer. The road rage, crash, and traffic attack modes are near perfectly executed here, and they all bring a specific sort of fun to the game. I mean, the crash mode is all like... and then the road rage is all like... and then during traffic attack you're all like... These 3 modes were all birthed from Burnout Revenge's classic race gameplay, and you'll see elements from them all while just playing the game, giving the whole experience a complete, full feeling. I really love the games on this list. I love them all, they're all fantastic, but Revenge just embodies something powerful, pure, and almost flawlessly executed that I can't help but love every moment of Burnout Revenge. Well, that's all 10. Now, as much as I love kart racers, and those awesome sci-fi, whatever the fuck you call it, there's just nothing that beats Burnout Revenge. Even the other street racers, there's just nothing better.
Whoa. Hold on a sec.
Whoa, hey Yungtown, what are you doing in there? You silly guy, you're not supposed to be in my iPad.
Todd, this is supposed to be a top 10 arcade racers list, man. Where's Pod Racer?
I don't know. You know, I never really played it, actually. Is it any good?
Is it any... Let me tell you a little something. In a galaxy far, far away. You know, Phantom Menace receives a lot of criticism, though I hope the thing we can all agree on is Pod Racer being a legit game. You may be like, no, it's not a legit game, and then I'd just be like, opinions! I was a youngling when I saw episode 1, and the only thing I wanted to do was pod race, so naturally the game was a perfect simulation. Not only are the races fast-paced, dynamic, and dangerous, but they are also extremely challenging later on in the campaign. I always loved collecting my monies and wagering with Watto for new parts and pit droids for my racer, and then of course you would earn better racers and ditch your investment for something better. But in the end, it has always had a close place to my heart, and I still pick it up to this day to relive those glory days on the track.
Yeah, you know, not bad. I mean, for a game that I've never played, well, kind of never played, and from a person who just barged his way straight into my video, that was pretty good. Thanks for the guest pick, Yungtown. I appreciate that. And hey, if you have your own opinions, throw them down below in the comments. Or throw them, I mean, you can throw them wherever the fuck you want. It doesn't, you do whatever you want. Hey everybody, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. And if you did enjoy it, go ahead and do me a favor, hit the old like button. The old thumbs up, green, positivity, makes me feel good, makes you feel good. It's a mutual happiness button. And you know, if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. And if you're here from Did You Know Gaming, thanks a lot for coming, and thanks Did You Know Gaming. And if you're here from Yungtown, thanks a lot Yungtown. He's pretty cool. He had a pick, and I put him in the video. He also made a rap you should check out. It's playing now. I'll shut up.
Ever since I was little, I wondered why I felt so different. These nightmares aren't a custom, I must uncover this vision. We had adventures in the lost woods you had claimed were sacred. Even under my doe's enslavement, you said that I was your favorite.